Okay, so well, Interjection and Prince, if you want to jump in and do a little bit of commentary together, that's fine. That's nice as well.
Sure.
If you don't want to say anything, that's fine. I know that Prince likes to say that Yumis are OP, but unfortunately there's no Japanese here.
Still say it.
So still say it, yes, no matter what. So yes.
Can I intro the game?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Alright, I'll do it once the game greens up.
Yes,
Alright,
sure.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a 1v1 between Fard and Blackstar OP. Two fairly high-level players. We got Fard playing as in the colour blue, French, versus Blackstar playing as Portuguese. Portuguese, one of my favourite civilizations. I'll let you take it over there.
Yeah, well, just go ahead and say what you want to say. Just a little bit of introduction to this map. I think everyone is quite familiar with this already. But this is Siberia, but it is the special modified version of Siberia without a tower, as you might have noticed here. That means that it opens up a few more variations of strategies. If you have a tower, you have more defense, so semi-FF and stuff like that is more viable. Here you can also do a rush. And of course I like this map a lot because it is very balanced in resources. You see both of them have 3 mines relatively close and also 4 herds relatively close, plus the starting hunt. So that makes it a very interesting map for a lot of competitive games. So Prince, what do you think about French versus Portuguese on this map?
No
Yumis.
No Yumis, yeah. Normally French would win, but Siberia is good map for Portuguese, maybe better than any other map of land maps, because it's lots of food and it's a big map. You can boom hard with ports.
Yes.
But on the other hand, you lose eco early game versus French, because of course you don't have villager shipments.
Yeah, there are two very good things you point out. Indeed, Portuguese can boom quite good. Of course, they get 3 town centers. They get an additional town center per age up. On the other hand, early on, French is very capable to keep up with that with the market upgrades. And if you are not careful later on in the third age and you don't make enough town centers, you will lose in economy compared to the Portuguese one.
Yes.
We see that Blackstar found 40 wood and Fard found, sorry, wait, let me just add this up. Blackstar found 40 plus 40 is 80 wood, and Fard found 195 wood.
Whoa,
that is quite a lot.
The 85 wood treasure and the 110 wood treasure. What a beast.
Exactly, so that is that's actually a free trading post already. We see that Blackstar is gonna find another 50 wood. Oh, sorry, that is Fard as well. So Blackstar finds some macaque, but yeah, what's a macaque gonna do versus 250 wood, guys? That's quite a challenge to make that up.
Task that monkey on the trees needs to gather some wood up.
That is an interesting idea. What if a monkey could gather on a tree? And we see here that Fard, being a little bit slower in his thought process as we are, he now realizes he has a free trading post of all the wood that he gathered.
God, that's really quite strong. A free trading post, and obviously French having all of the extra villages over Portuguese, considering the shipments. I think anything he tries to do is going to be stronger early game because of the because of the villages, but also because of a trading post. Does this open up, say, something in the fortress age, perhaps?
Yeah, well, yeah. I have to be right back, guys. Just 1 minute.
Alright, Benny's gone. Me and Prince taking over the commentary whilst he's being right back. I much prefer to cast from recorded games, but live games are a bit different. So what's going on right now then, Prince?
User joined your channel.
What's going on? I'm not in the OBS game, so I'm watching Benny's stream. So I can't really say what's going on.
Your channel.
But in the Venice stream, just normal age-up transition.
Yeah, well, Fard is now on the way up to the Colonial age. He switched all of his villages over to wood.
And yeah, I can't say much because Venice screen is not moving. So
oh yeah,
No
It's
much to tell about.
fairly difficult for you to cast this, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Fud's now cashing in his free trading post. That's just gone up. Blackstar discovering 205 food. What a monster. And, yeah, lots of treasures. Now up to Colonial for Blackstar with 400 wood.
Okay, I'm back again. Thanks
Welcome
for
back.
taking over.
I didn't really say much.
Oh, I don't know. You kept it going. That's nice. I see already an interesting thing here. Fart has his scout, as you see here, invisible in stealth mode, and he was trying to block the town center of Blackstar. He succeeded in doing that once or twice, but then Blackstar found a way around it and was able to build his town center there. Again, this is a high-level game. I just want to point it out. Both players are really good in one-on-one as well. So all small things matter. If you can delay a town center by even 10 or 20 seconds, it's not, of course, that much, but it matters, and it means that his villager will be trained a little bit slower. Also, it means that Blackstar knows that there's probably a scout around here. So if I would be him, I would be scouting there with my hero later on to find the scout and kill it. Of course, a hero can detect the scout in stealth mode, by the way. So, did you guys already talk about what is happening regarding their strategy or BOs, or not yet?
No, we haven't covered that yet.
Okay. Well, what we see here is that both of them start up with a Rex. That is interesting, because often you see that players prefer to start with a stable to then do some raiding. From Fart's perspective, it seems that, especially with the trading post, he just want to go for some semi-FF, making a few musketeers to be safe. Again, you can always adapt from that, but the initial plan is probably going to be semi-FF with musketeers. And Blackstar is actually going for the same. Some musketeers to defend versus any raid or possible rush. And then going for the third age to go for more economy. You saw that both players, by the way, scouted. Of course, Fart had his scout there. I don't think he saw the Rex, but Blackstar scouted with his hero. And oh, by the way, I see that Blackstar also found, no, not also, he found 205 food. That's
Yeah, we
quite a nice
mentioned
treasure.
That is an incredible amount of food. That's
Yes.
that monkey. They're guarded by 10 monkeys, I think. That treasure. Something.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, indeed, it is guarded by a lot of monkeys. But the good thing is that the monkeys are all low HP, and you can micro. If you micro decent, you can take this treasure quite easily. Actually, it just takes some time.
To do in as you're going up to Colonial, that treasure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's
And
700 wood on the floor for the Portuguese player. I'm not sure if I noticed the 700 coin. If he is indeed going up to Fortress, that is. Or perhaps this is a semi-FF actually, so yeah, you wouldn't have sent that yet.
Yeah, he didn't send 700 coin yet.
No, of course he's got lots of musks out, of course, that wouldn't be a,
Yeah.
bit of conflict down at the bottom there near the trading post, Blue's trading post.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of an engagement here. One musketeer lost by Blackstar there, and I think none lost by Fart. What you see here is also a nice move. If you have your hero, I always recommend bring it to your battle. It is a lot of HP, a lot of HP to be used as a meat shield, and also, of course, it has a little bit bigger line of sight, so you can use it to scout and see where exactly your opponent is moving. And you saw him doing that just 1 second ago, to find out where the musketeers are from Blackstar, and thus where you can engage, or how you should engage from which angle. Another small skirmish here going on. I didn't see. I think it's quite a fair trade. 2 musketeers from both going down, but Blackstar is making more musketeers, and Fart was not. Fart is aging up. I think he shipped his 700 wood. Of course, that is to get your setup right for the third age. That means another stable, a stable, a few houses, and maybe a second Rex. What he's now doing is trying to delay the sieging from the musketeers. A very important move. You know you can't fight this yet, but being just idle there on the side and watching how your house gets destroyed, of course, is not something you want to do. So you want to try to pick off any musketeers, so you delay him from seizing the house, but don't really commit yet. And he's doing a good job at this, and he will save the house, as you see over here.
Nicely done.
Yes.
700 coin has arrived for Portuguese player. He is, of course, going to be on his way up pretty soon, I'd imagine. Unless, of course, perhaps he might make some cavalry from the stable using the coin, but I find that less likely.
Yeah, I think indeed he's going to age up, especially seeing what Fart is doing, not making many more units, so aging up himself. The difference here is that Fart shipped the coin first and then the wood, and Blackstar shipped the wood first and then the coin. So Ford will age up earlier and have access to earlier third age shipments, of course. And Blackstar maybe did not a market upgrade, and of course he also got his trading post from the 700 wood.
We see Fard going up with 6 skirmishes there.
Ah, yeah, that explains why it took so long.
Yeah. Oh, which is interesting, because normally you go up with the age up fast option, and then you can send your shipment a bit quicker as you hit up. But what do you think of 6 skirmishes? Has he done that for a reason in this particular matchup, do you think?
Yeah, I think that his idea behind this is that he saw that Blackstar was going for 1 Rex and very likely just a defensive Rex, so no rush. That means that he has more time, and if you have more time and a trading post behind it, both of these things matter. I think it is a nice choice to go for the skirmishes, because what this will allow you to do is get ahead on the skirmish account quite early. The trading post gives you more shipments, so you don't have to worry about having the shipment of the 8 skirmisher shipment available. And also you can, of course, get 6 free skirmishers. So
I think this is going to be really tough for the Portuguese player. Of course, as I keep mentioning earlier, the settler shipments that he doesn't have are set him behind in the amount of units that he's going to have right now. And having seen Fard get a trading post, he's going to have those shipments coming out quicker and more of them overall.
Exactly.
And these 6 skirmishes.
I want to say...
Organ Gun's going to hold him off for a little bit, I think, but Organ Gun's... Oh, 5 cuirassiers coming in.
Oh, this is very good play, by the way, guys. I want to say it before the... Blackstar is very likely to ship these 2 organ guns because he had musketeers still and because he could defend them with it. But anticipating that, Ford is already making cuirassiers to make sure that he can take down the organ guns as he is doing now. Very good anticipation move. Actually, this is the chess thing, thinking ahead. But Ford was 1 step ahead of Blackstar here, and you see that he is winning this quite convincingly with the skirmishes in the back of his musketeers.
Yeah, quite convincingly. That is big.
That is really big indeed. And Blackstar now had to call out Minutemen, but Ford just goes back, kills a hero for more HP, kills another dragoon, and just walks back.
All day long. Perhaps now go back in with the skirmishes just to keep fighting.
The Minutemen of Blackstar are not completely a waste. Of course, they won't do effective as you hope, like really trapping the enemy, but they will give him some time to remass some army. While he is losing 2 villagers on the right side here.
Ooh.
A little bit careless there.
Yeah, not too good. Don't want to lose villagers, especially as ports. You don't have too many of those in the early game anyway.
Indeed, because Fard is not allowing the Portuguese to boom freely. You saw that Blackstar with his trading post as well did ship 8 skirmishers, 8 castadors that is. So he is now able to hold off for now.
For now, but then, France still has his 2 falconet shipment, and organ guns are not as good as falcons anyway. The shipment, and
exactly.
He doesn't have it. It's just gone. Like he's managed to obviously dispatched his organ guns early on. So now, he's got some castadors out, but when the falconets hit from Fard, I think that's going to be really tough to deal with.
Yeah, good point. I think that he did ship his 8 skirmishers, Fard that is, but he's very likely, as Interjection just said, to ship his 2 cannons next. Of course, we can think of that means Blackstar can think of this as well. So he has to prepare for this, and that can be actually in 2 ways, because he already lost his organ guns. He either has to get a nice mass of dragoons and try to flank the cannons in some way, or he has to go for his Mameluke option.
Yeah, I was about to suggest that. Mamelukes are quite a good way to dispatch cannons, I found in the... Oh, he's building a foundry in the back there. Perhaps he's going to go for some culverins instead.
That is another nice thing as well, yeah. By the way, I just want to want to quickly say that if you guys like Mamelukes, I believe Interjection you streamed the game where you really made a lot of crazy Mamelukes till age 4 or something.
I think I did that for the novelty of it. Yeah, there's a video on my channel where I got to Industrial and there was Mamelukes in the saloon. What do you think I'm going to do?
Yeah, so definitely check that out for a lot of Mameluke action there. Back to the game here. We see that Fard did ship his 2 cannon cards. You see that his skirmishes and dragoons, of course he needs anti-cavalry, are following closely behind with the cannons in front to pick up any units from Fard.
He's training some halberdiers here as well. That's pretty interesting. Do you think he's anticipating Mamelukes? And obviously dragoons, they're alright against cavalry, but if you want to really protect your cannons, you need some sort of meaty hand infantry tank wall to stop.
I think indeed that is anticipation for the Mamelukes, and it's funny because we talked about this in the previous Dutch game, where I suggested that a few halberdiers are really useful if you have a lot of skirmishes. Because if you only have dragoons, the Mamelukes will just charge in, and even though goons counter them, they just, like you like to say, they just spank the cannons and kill them off easily.
Yep.
So,
I think that's quite interesting, though. In the obviously the meta that surrounds Age of Empires 3, you don't consider halberdiers to be actually that good. I mean, you'd always think a dragoon is superior in every way, but from this particular game, up against the Mamelukes that he's anticipating, though that doesn't seem to be the case, since he's actually made a bunch of organ guns and has indeed not sent Mamelukes or culverins.
That is indeed very interesting. It could be that he wants to make a few organ guns and still, of course, has the option to make one or two culverins. That would actually be the optimal army composition. If he is able to take down the cannons of Fard with his culverin and then have 3 organ guns available, that is really, really strong and hard to deal with.
Yeah, that's going to be super strong against halberdiers as well here. Perhaps Fard not... do you think he scouted that artillery foundry?
I think he didn't yet. His scout is on the other side. The invisible scout is still running around, and he's going for a little bit of a raid. But good response by Blackstar, getting the villagers back on time.
Oh, now they're back up to the coin mine. Anyway.
Yeah, but he is that is Blackstar is trying to bring in the herd from the top center side, but Fard will pick off that one villager.
Yeah. I think that now that Blackstar has survived the early game a bit, he hasn't been completely annihilated at the 12-minute mark with the French huge mass. These town centers are going to kick in, and I think actually he's in quite a reasonable position to go ahead. And
this is exactly indeed what we were talking about earlier on. He has now 60 villagers. That means he has the economy lead. He also has the perfect enemy composition. The Mamelukes are not charging in. Oh yes, they are. Well, they're kind of blocked by his own army. That's very unfortunate. The dragoons of Fard should be picking off the organ guns. He's not doing that yet. I like the position of him where the skirmishes and the halberdiers are blocking the Mamelukes, but they don't quite succeed in doing it all the way. One cannon goes down, second cannon goes down as well. He's losing all the Mamelukes, but he still has 2 organ guns available.
Yeah. And you think the amount of damage that those Mamelukes are soaking up, whether they're being used efficiently or not, like the army in the back there is not taking the damage that the Mamelukes have.
Exactly.
And, just pushing him straight back into his base.
It's really worth it indeed. And actually I think Fard missed his timing window because he gave too much time for Blackstar to both get cannons out and Mamelukes, and that is a huge time you give him to make his perfect army composition. So yeah, he missed on that for sure.
Yeah.
And now he knows, of course, seeing 3 organ guns, that Blackstar has an artillery foundry up. So how is he going to deal with this? I don't see any artillery foundry being made yet. He only has 2 barracks and 1 stable.
This looks pretty tough. That army is just tearing through those houses, all of these houses on the front. And, whilst he's trying to sort out his composition to deal with the army, he's also going to have to be rebuilding all these houses, and that's costly.
Yeah, indeed. This is a very tough position for Fard. And let me bring up quickly the village count again. You see now 68 villagers versus 31, and if you see the resource gathering difference, that is quite a lot. So even though Fard was pushing in early with his skirmisher advantage, Blackstar was able to still boom from 2 or 3 town centers all the time.
Yeah, and that boom has come into fruition right now. You can see that Blackstar is actually just under 100 points ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, good point. I didn't bring it up, but yes. The skirmishes of Fard are in the what's that mode again? That they take less damage?
Stagger mode.
Stagger mode, yeah. That's a good thing, because as soon as you want to engage, you will have to at some point. You want to make sure you spread out your units so that the organ guns do less damage to it.
I was not expecting this outcome in this game, considering Fard's early trading post. That was, I just thought that was, along with the 6 skirmishes. You mentioned where people change their builds based on things happening in the game. I think that's an excellent example. Managing to get yourself a free trading post and then going up with 6 skirmishes because you'll have more shipments. The 6 skirmishes combined with that.
Yes.
But just the outcome I wasn't expecting. Here's another fight.
Yeah, exactly. We see that Fard made a few cuirassiers, but there are actually just too many dragoons, and the cuirassiers they soak up a little bit of damage like the Mamelukes, but they just die like flies here for so many dragoons. He will be able to take down the organ guns, and he will be able to take down this battle, but you saw there that why he is able to take down this fight is because Blackstar was aging up to the 4th age.
Went up to, I was going to mention industrial. 3,200 resources on going up to industrial, and that's going to hit your army. It's going to be smaller, and I think, has he given, perhaps, by not massing, perhaps Fard might be able to get back into this, force him off the resources. It doesn't matter how many villages you have if they can't gather anything.
That's true, but we see already that the dragoons are upgraded to the 4th age. so that means he can spam Giants, and they are pretty strong. Also, he of course gets 1 coin back, and he still have two heavy cannons available, so I think this is indeed game over for Fart.
But I was going to say, the tech advantage is absolutely huge, and as you say, the 2 heavy cannons there. I guess he had no worry about being pushed off his resources at all, because that 2 cannon shipment is just going to have... It just allows you to push out the moment it arrives and reclaim any map that Fard may have taken by securing that victory in that smaller fight just a moment ago.
Indeed, this was a good game, but yeah, I also have to agree with Fard there that Mamelukes are a little bit too strong, and that's why in the event patch Mamelukes are reduced in HP, and I believe the card is 4 instead of 5. They are so... for 1k coin you get 5 units with 0.4 resistance and about 1500 HP. That's just insane amount of army you can tank. I want to point out one more thing that goes back to the early decision of aging up with the 6 skirmishers. I did say that it might be a good move to age with 6 skirmishers because he has the trading post and can spam from there. But you have to take into account 2 things. Aging with 6 skirmishers means that you age up later.
Yep.
If you age faster, you can make 5 skirmishers. Of course, it's going to cost you resources, but you can make 5 skirmishers faster than waiting for the 6 skirmisher age up.
Yeah, and the push arrives in your opponent's base faster, and they have to deal with that sooner rather than later, and that can mean quite a lot. Go ahead.
In hindsight here, thinking of this again, not because he lost the game, but I forgot to mention that Blackstar took a trading post. And because he took a trading post, I would say aging up with 6 skirmishes is not good, even if you have a trading post yourself, because your push is going to be quite late. And that means the extra, the fast upgrade, fast shipment from a trading post will give Blackstar the option to ship his organ guns earlier. And you also saw that was the exact thing that made him hold the second push of Fart.
Yeah.
So I forgot to mention this early on, but because Blackstar has a trading post himself, I wouldn't go for a 6 skirmisher age up. If he doesn't have a trading post himself, it's still a questionable decision, but then it might be worth it. 6 more skirmishers and then immediately make 5 with the resources you have. But because he has a trading post, and as I just described, the options he has from there, I don't think it's worth it to age that late. On the other hand, Portuguese is just quite strong on a map with so many resources. The 5 Mamelukes card, of course, and the town centers you have to boom from there, take map control, etc. It is a really tough matchup for France.
Yeah. But that was a pretty sick game, I'm going to say. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, good game.
I'm hoping that these guys will play another because you've got 32 viewers here, Vinny. I think we keep the stream hype going, if you will.